on Iwtv News.
It's go time at the MAC.
Hosted by Iowa Western.
The women are invited,
I beat her up as much as I could.
looking to get back.
Ready for anything that's thrown at me.
Do we have a winner?
Everything left my body.
No one asks you if you're a state champ when you're a national champ.
From the campus of Iowa Western, you're watching Iwtv News.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Iwtv News here from the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa, site of the 2023 NJCAA Wrestling Championships. I'm JJ Davis, and you know, as always, this is a very fun event for me. Well, for starters, 55 schools are represented from all around the country, or 318 guys. And as an added bonus, the women are here. 12 schools represented, or approximately 126 wrestlers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mid-America Center in the 2023 NJCAA Men's National Wrestling Championships and the Women's Wrestling Invitational, hosted by Iowa Western.
Lights, camera, action. First up, the Reivers Lorelei Wydra comes around at 116 pounds and reigns on her opponent from Snow, 10-0.
Super excited with my first win. I wrestled hard. I beat her up as much as I could.
Also at 116, Flavia Nagatani smothers Simon from Morton, 12-0.
I definitely had some nerves going onto the mat, but then as soon as I got over the first one, it went down.
123, Valdez from Umpqua pins Danica Lynn from Iowa Western. 130 pounds, the Reivers Brianna Membrano circles a Badger from Snow, 8-0.
I've just been hungry this whole season. I mean, I got injured earlier in the season, so I knew I had to prove something.
Bernie Hernandez out to prove something at 155. In freestyle, that's a 4-point move. Hernandez rolls a wrestler from Nyack, 10-0. And finally at 191, Soraya George sticks Alejandro from Indian Hills. Men's first round preliminaries. Iowa Western's Paul Ruff is down 3-2 in the third to Person Williams from Labette. But Ruff with some back points and holds on to take it 5-3.
Second period, I had to figure out what to do, and I did.
Malachi Bordovsky does one better at 141, takes down and then pins Hurst from Camden County. Blake Thompson's on his back at 149, loses by major decision 13-5. Fabian Padilla, a battering ram at 157, wins by technical fault 19-3.
I had to do to get it done, ended up with a tech fall. Keep the ball rolling.
Cole Price, hand raised, rolls his man in just a minute.
I was expecting to win. I didn't think the kid was all that great.
Grant Lyman with a great ankle pick at 174. Lyman by tech fall 18-2.
Yeah, it was a good match just to get a good burn in the lungs, all the nervous energy out.
184, the Reivers' Kyle Larson gets rolled and loses 2-0. Brett Maurer all over Veltman from Muskegon at 197. Maurer by major 15-4.
Expecting to kind of go in there, put him away right away, but went the full distance, which was good.
Not good at 285. Nassau's heavyweight comes around late in the third period and sends Iowa Western's Deacon Haig away with a 2-1 loss. Men's second round prelims. Number 1 and unbeaten Jakason Burks with plenty of back points at 125. Burks by tech fall 16-1.
Gotta get my motion and my offense going. Slow start, but fast finish.
Fast finish at 133. Down 4-3 at the end of the second period. Paul Ruff, 4 back points. Outscores Lyman from Indian Hills 10-5.
Third time wrestling him. No, he's beat me the first time. I beat him this next 2 times.
141, Malachi Bordovsky gets 2 against Kemper from Mott, wins by decision 9-3. Fabian Padilla escapes for 1 at 157. Padilla and Milnes from Indian Hills head into overtime. Fabian gets 2s off to the quarterfinals, winning 3-1.
Anybody who steps on the mat against me, I'm ready to wrestle all 7 minutes or past that if I have to.
After Cole Price pins his man at 165, the Reivers Grant Lyman gets the leg over, wins by major 16-6.
This year left no doubt. Went out, measured him. prove that that was my round.
Great round at 197 for Brett Maurer. Couple of near pins. Maurer by tech fault, 17-2.
Doesn't matter who it is, just same mentality, same person. Go through, run through them, push the pace. They don't want to be there.
And so, 2 down. 3 matches to go to reach the top of the mountain. And so after the first 2 preliminary rounds for the men, Iowa Western will send 7 guys to the quarterfinals. Now for the ladies, it's a little bit different. After just 1 round, next up, the women's quarterfinals. 101-pounder Nicole Montojo comes out after a first-round bye, and then Plant Schultz from Southwestern Oregon, and then gets the pin.
Right before my match, I cried because I was very anxiety-prone because I didn't know how well I would do. But when I got on the mat, everything went away.
It gets away from Natalie Duran on the bottom at 109. Natalie walks away after getting beat 12-1. Lorelei Wydra gets the first takedown against teammate Flavia Nakatani at 116. Flavia storms back with the pin.
I mean, wrestling my teammates all the time, like in tournaments, is a little weird, but other than that, I treat her like another opponent.
123, Madeline Plotz gets taken down. Plotz heads off losing 10-0. Brianna Membreno gets bullied down at 130 and gets crunched 15-2, but not so for Abby Ahrens. Abby with the pin.
Last year at Natty's, it didn't go my way, and I knew coming in this year that it was going to be my time to shine.
Shining at 155, Fernie Hernandez handles snag from Indian Hills 11-2. Larissa Gallo then runs right through a wrestler from Nyack and dominates 10-0.
I went and dominated that match. I felt like it's my match, it's my game, and I'm going for what I want.
191, Zariah George on the bottom beat 8-0. Teammate Mackenzie Parsons gets pinned. Larissa Gallo muscles her way to an 11-0 shutout.
It was actually not tough at all. I just went out there and dominated the match.
And so, the Gallo sisters off to some familiar territory. Not 2, but 3 Reivers on the other side of the bracket, the round of 8. 109, Iowa Western's Natalie Duran, not once but twice for points, just flips Diaz from Morton 13-2.
I thought I was going to win nationals, you know, and coming back, I was just like, I have to keep going, keep fighting, you know, so I can, like, at least be an All-American.
Fighting for All-American at 130. Brianna Membreno gets 2 and beats Baker from Nyack 10-3.
It means I got 1 more to go. That's all it means. One more step into becoming an All-American.
Zariah George with the pin. Zariah 1 away from becoming an All-American. So, the women making some noise, but next up, men's Final 4 after the break.
From the campus of Iowa Western, this is Iwtv News.
Action!
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world? You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
The 2023 NJCAA Wrestling Championships continue here at the Mid-America Center. Now a great start for the Iowa Western men. After 2 rounds, the Reivers will send 7 guys to the quarterfinals. Just 3 find themselves on the other side of the bracket. All eyes point at the men's first round consolations. 149, Blake Thompson finishes on top and scores an 11-5 win to stay alive.
Obviously, you're not in the greatest mindset coming off the first round loss. You know it sucks, but just had to turn it up.
Down for Kyle Larson at 184 and Deacon Haig here at 285. Both lose their first round consos and finish 0-2 for the tournament. Lopez from Western Wyoming pins Blake Thompson at 149, so Thompson is done, finishing 1-2 for the weekend. So session 1 is in the books. Next up, Friday Night Lights. And things start off with the men's quarterfinals. And it's real simple. The Reivers win, automatic All-American. A tense evening, and it's in the face of the Reivers' Jacason Burks. The sophomore racking up points against Cowell from Iowa Central. Jacason's off to the Final Four, winning by major 17-4.
Came out super aggressive, stay calm, and get to my offense. Can't freak out.
133 long from Carl Albert State hurts Iowa Western's Paul Ruff. The eventual national champ takes down Ruff by major at 14-2. 141 Malachi Bordovsky throws Grant from Cali. Bordovsky's an All-American, winning 10-3.
Feels pretty good, you know. I came in this year just hoping to All-American, you know, so I've accomplished that goal.
Fabian Padilla locked in at 157. Padilla muscles down Mac from Northeastern Oklahoma 6-2 and is an All-American.
Okay, man, do what I do every match. Ready to work hard. Get to my takedowns, finish them.
Cole Price pays the price on his back at 165. Merzo from Ellsworth sends Price off on the losing end 6-1. Grant Lyman with the takedown in the second to go up 4-2, but Robinson from Pratt returns the favor in the third and outpoints Lyman 6-5. And finally at 190 pounds, Brett Maurer, Tech Falls Laguna from Ellsworth 19-1.
So that kid, like, 4 times now, so yeah, dominated him every time.
Next time, the semifinals, and the Reivers have 4 guys left in the hunt for a national title. 133-pounder Paul Ruff looking to be an All-American. Ruffs up Odell from Cali and wins a hard-fought decision 5-1.
I'm just absolutely blessed. Oh, the hard work I put into.
Hard work pays off for Iowa Western's Cole Price at 165 against Gamble from Iowa Central.
I lift all the time. I know I had the strength, and I just went for it. Paid off.
And finally at 174, Nacarado from Northeastern with a quick cradle on Grant Lyman. Grant is stunned. So the Reivers send 10 to the Natty, a record 6 All-Americans. The women's semifinals are set. The Reivers ready, and the men, a couple of guys been there, done that. When we come back.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
The next day, session 3, Saturday morning. And it's been a very good morning here at the Mid-America Center, especially for the Iowa Western women. The Reivers send 8 to the semifinals. Nicole Montojo ready to rock against 101-pounder Barbary from Nyack. The sophomore puts the Trojan on her back and pins her. Nicole's off to the championship finals.
I wasn't mentally prepared for it at all. I didn't breathe most of the match, but anyways, I still stuck through.
Flavia Nagatani stuck with a bloody nose at 116. The freshman then takes it out on Mickens from Indian Hills. Nagatani's off to the final with a 14-3 win.
I got a bloody nose from it, but it feels good.
Not good at 130. The Reivers, Abby Ahrens, pinned. Real good at 155. Freshman Fernie Hernandez takes down and rolls Leo from Umpqua. Fernie jumps into the finals with a 12-2 win.
It was hard for a quick second, but once I was in, I was just rolling and rolling, getting what I needed.
Larissa Gallo down 6-0 to Batista from I Central. The sophomore with the hammer late and pulls it off, winning 8-6.
I felt always like, I got this, never give up, and that's exactly what I did. I went for what I wanted.
Sister Urissa gets what she wants at 191. Rings bell from Iowa Central, 8-0.
Second time back-to-back, baby. Same mentality as last year and better moves, better improvement.
So, head coach Josh Watts and the host school, 3 men headed to the championship round and 5 women. So, get those bios ready. Men's semis, Jacason Burks, hand fighting, and takes down Schickle from Triton. Now the sophomore wins 6-4 and is off to the finals for the 2nd year in a row.
Excited, ready to go the distance if I need to, and ready for anything that's thrown at me.
Porter from North Idaho throws himself at Malachi Bordowski at 141. Malachi on his back loses by majority decision 12-4. 2-2 late in the 3rd period at 157. Iowa Western's Fabian Padilla for 2 against Luttrell from Western Wyoming. Padilla with a gutty 4-2 win.
Job's not finished. Time to finish it out this year.
Brett Maurer finishes the job at his 197-pound semi with the ankle pick. The sophomore escapes with a major 12-2.
People can't hang, you know, when you take them to deep water, see who's got the biggest heart, and it kind of shows.
Give yourself a pat on the back. The Reivers send 3 guys to the finals. Brett Maurer and Big Blue, 2 matches left, and now 1 to go. And so, tonight's championship finals are set. The Iowa Western men have a trio of guys going to the final showdown. The women try 5. Women's consolation quarterfinals, 101 pounds. Ellie Vincent from Iowa Western gets pinned. And then at 109, Natalie Durand gets stuck. Lorelei Widger comes around at 116 and blanks Schrompire from Indian Hills, 11-0.
I'm so excited. I lost one match, but I bounced back up like I should, because I'm a fighter.
123, Danica Lynn gets taken down 12-0. Brianna Membreno gets pinned at 130. And finally, Conso Quarters at 191. Soraya George gets the pin.
Freaking awesome! Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that, and I'm just so proud of myself.
Proud indeed. Zoraya's off to the Conso semifinal. Lorelei Widger with some help from her friends in her semifinal showdown. The sophomore from Florida almost pins Martin from Southwestern Oregon. Widger takes a seat after winning 16-6.
Means a lot to me, especially since I bumped up a weight class. I know I said that a lot, but that makes a big deal for a lot of things.
Conso semis at 130. The sophomore from Lincoln Southeast, Abby Habrens with the pin.
It was tough coming back, but I knew that I had to do what I can do.
Soraya George does it at 191 and almost sticks her opponent, winning 10-2.
It was definitely tough, you know. Hand fighting was very tough, but once I got my first shot in, I knew I could do it again.
Thumbs up. Once again, the Reivers off to the consolation finals. Women's Conso Finals. Younger from Iowa Central throwing Lorelei Wydra around at 116. The Reivers shut out 10-0. Wydra finishes in 4th place.
You know, at the end of the day, I'm a 2-time All-American now in both 109 weight class and 116 weight class, so I'm pretty proud of that.
Women's 130 pounds. Iowa Western's Abby Ahrens gets taken down and beaten by Brenneman from Iowa Central 10-5. Abby finishes 4th.
I'm an All-American. That is something that I couldn't say before. So I wrestled tough, and I'm proud of my time here at Iowa Western.
Zawaya George gets pulled down and drops a 7-1 decision. George with a 4th place finish. Men's consolation quarterfinals. Freshman Paul Ruff from Gearing, Nebraska is beaten 10-2 and will wrestle for 7th and 8th place. Cole Price, a happy guy at 165 after pinning his man.
Means everything's paying off, and we're just gonna keep grinding.
Break out the smiles. Still alive. Consolation semis. Meacham from Western Wyoming escapes Malachi Bordovsky, then takes him down. Malachi walks off losing 5-3 and finishes in 6th place. The price is not right for Cole at 165. Looks to pin Atkins from Pratt in a hard-fought match, but Cole pays the price, dropping a 9-6 decision. This sums it up. A long weekend. Spin cycle in the men's Conso finals at 133. Zunbayan from Harper dives in against the Reivers' Paul Ruff. Now Ruff loses 5-4 and will stand on the podium in 8th place. And at 165, Cole Price sticks Compton from Neo. Cole takes 5th.
Feels great. Sticking to what I do best, and that's pinning people.
All hugs. The men finish with a record 6 All-Americans and the women 8. 3 sessions down, 1 to go. The men's and women's championship finals. On the other side.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
The Eye of the Tiger blaring out over the speakers as crews are getting set for tonight's championship finals. And for Iowa Western, well, the Reivers are looking good. The women send 5 to the top of the mountain, perhaps. The men, 3. It starts with the women's All-Americans. And then, for all to see, the men are paraded right up the steps. Next, the main event. Women's 100-pound final. Duchess King from Indian Hills all over Nicole Montojo. Nicole shut out 10-0.
Wrestling for like less than 5 years, but I can't believe I made it to this point in my life.
116, Diaz from team champion Indian Hills takes down Flavia Nakatani 14-4.
All the hard work I put in, all my teammates' support and coaches, so I'm glad I got to do it for the team.
Teammate 155-pounder Fernie Hernandez all tied with Anna Barnoski from Carl Albert State in the second period. The freshman from Homestead, Florida with the pin, Fernie, a national champion.
I was just mind blown, no words, no feelings, everything left my body, and I'm just so happy.
170-pounder Larissa Gallo advice from her corner. Loses a point on a blocking call. Autumn Perez from Umpqua takes the title 3-2. And finally, in the 191-pound final, defending natty champ Larissa Gallo dominated by Alexa Garcia from Southwestern Oregon, losing 8-1. The moment has arrived. Down 3-1 in the third, Burks Granby roll for 2 to tie. A meeting of the minds. They head into overtime deadlocked at 4. Strickenberger from Northwest Kansas Tech and Burks each get 2 more, but Jet Strickenberger wins on riding time, 7-6.
Appreciate all the things I did at Iowa Western, but still runner-up.
157-pound final, Fabian Padilla's focus escapes from Benjamin Mitchell from North Idaho, and then the redshirt sophomore from Carlsbad, New Mexico gets 2 more, 5-1, and Padilla wins, 5-4.
It's an amazing journey, a lot of ups and downs, and I'm glad to come out on top at the end of it.
Finally, Brett Maurer scoring points at 197 against Ibrahim Amir from Cloud County. Maurer from Glenwood holds on 10-9.
High school, I had the same mentality. Didn't do it. Wasn't a state champ. National champ. No one asks you if you're a state champ when you're a national champ, so.
A lot of times these team races, you need a little bit of luck on your side, and we fell short in a couple areas that cost us from being able to win it. But top 3 finish for both teams, and we just need to keep building the programs on it.
And so, after the hugs, the podiums, more hardware for Iowa Western, and another national championship tournament to remember. And so the 2023 NJCAA Wrestling Championships are in the books. What a 2-day weekend of wrestling. Congratulations to all involved, but most especially to Iowa Western. Head coach Josh Watson, the Reivers, just another tremendous showing. And so for this very special edition of IWTV News, here from the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa, I'm JJ Davis, and as always, I'll see you around campus.
IWTV is online. Like us, follow us, watch us.